I had a privilege of studying music when I was a youngster. I went to a place called Dockey House, where I met Hugh Masekela, Jonas Gwangwa, and then several others who were contemporaries. Um, I had been playing trumpet. So when I was arrested, 2 years into my arrest, around maybe 3 years, 1966. One Sunday, when the commanding officer came in to check the daily routine, the weekly routine, and whether we had any complaints and clachtas and whatever, I asked him whether would he be kind enough and allow me to bring my trumpet, which I used to play trumpet. And he said, he looked at me once and said, "Trumpet, prisoner?" I said, "Yes, sir, it would be a great privilege." And as fate would have it, they allowed me. It's a long story, but they allowed me. And I asked my folks outside to go to a place where the trumpet was, a Transvaal Music Salon in Johannesburg, music shop, and my trumpet was delivered. And I was called to the reception, signed for it, and I was the happiest man on the island. And that was the first musical instrument owned by a political prisoner to ever get onto the island. That trumpet, which is still on Robben Island, gave many people, many prisoners, huge moments of pleasure. And it is something that I will forever, ever remember and embrace and cherish, because after receiving the trumpet, I started a school of music on the island. I taught those who were willing to learn music. I started a school, I taught, and there were one or two people that knew a bit of stop notation, a bit of reading music. I had already started studying music with the University of South Africa, UNISA, so I received my certificate in preliminary theory of music on Robben Island as a prisoner, and so I became like the master musician, and I formed a choir where I asked the prison authorities to allow me to get some books, and we performed all of Handel's works, including the song Hallelujah and others. And it was a huge choir of prisoners, and every Sunday or every so often we'd get together, practice, and I would conduct the choir and play the trumpet, and in between it was just an experience that I cannot describe to you. But the moments I remember most about the trumpet was when prisoners were released from prison. And on the day the guy left, I would play the trumpet, this choir would sing behind me. And the song we played aloud was Hamba Kahle, Hamba Kahle, usikeleleke, sohlala sinawe, enhlizweni zethu. And we'd sing that song, and I would take the trumpet and play the melody and the refrain over and over, even as the guy was getting his bags and leaving, going to the reception, because where our cell was in the position where we could see the dots. Mm-hmm. The harbor was about maybe 2 kilos a kilo, but we could see them. As the guy walked into the boat, I would continue to play the trumpet. And the sound of the trumpet is a very sharp sound, as you know. Many prisoners told me many years later that, the last thing I remember as I was on that boat is the sound of that trumpet, as it rode the waves with us on the boat, Times that I had to play the trumpet was in the evenings usually, as the sun set, So the waters were away, we were back, we just taken a bit of a bath. Then I would take a trumpet and practice. After a few rounds of practice, then I would get into my favorite song, Lagushoni Langa. And from the cell you could see the sun actually setting over the Robben Island.